Hey, YouTube, it's old Watachi again. I don't know if any of you have picked up on it yet or not, but my style of trying to get you to maybe think about what I'm saying and get you to do a little bit of research, find out the truth for yourself, is I like to call it shock and awe. You know, I shock you with something I say and then give you the explanation of why I say it. Maybe you go, he might have a point there. Well, this video ain't no different. This video is about what's going on in Virginia. You know, they've had all these sheriffs come together in all the different counties, and I think it's the majority of the counties anyway, if it's not all of them, and except for where these Democrats live, and it's like Richmond and another couple of small areas with they have a large population in those areas. But, most of the other counties, they've got all these sheriffs that are, kind of gotten together, and they're all standing side by side, and they're all saying that they're not going to back these unconstitutional gun laws that the legislatures in Virginia are wanting to pass, almost a complete gun ban, period. And these sheriffs have all gotten together and decided they're going to back each other and call them their county sanctuary counties where they won't back those laws. The one thing I don't understand is why now? Why are they standing up now? I know why, but I'm just asking you. Why do you think these sheriffs are standing up in Virginia fighting these lawmakers to keep them from doing what they're getting ready to try to do? Well, for one thing, every sheriff in every county that's inside the 50 states of the Republic of the United States of America, all 50 states and every sheriff in it should be impeached on the fact of dereliction of their duties and the oath that they swore an oath to. None of them have backed their oath. None of them. Now, a sheriff's different than a police department. Police department's hired. A sheriff's department, the sheriff is hired or elected, and then he chooses his deputies that are going to work under him. Now, I've got videos that I've got a sheriff out of Limestone County, Alabama, that I sat right in his office, and he pretty much told me he didn't care what the Constitution stated. If he sees somebody and he wants to know who it is, he's going to find out. He don't care whose rights get violated. And that sheriff been in office for 30-some years. They just nailed him for skimming off of the top of the books that the people that was in his jails that he had control of, people that were in jail were getting money put on their books for them to have commissary or whatever you want to call it, for them to get the cokes and snacks and shit. And he was skimming off the top of that money for years, and he got busted for it. So I don't know if he's still Sheriff, I think his name was Brinkley or something like that, out of Limestone County. I don't know if he's still sheriff because he got busted pretty big on that. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, people. None of these sheriffs should have backed ever. According to the Second Amendment, none of them should have ever backed any kind of gun law that was ever placed on their county by the state or by the federal government. Because they have the right to do that. They have the right to look at the state and the federal government and says, you're going against the Constitution, and I'm not going to do that. And they couldn't stop them because a sheriff has to be impeached. You can't fire a sheriff. Sheriff can quit, but if you're going to try to get rid of him, you got to impeach him. And every sheriff in this country could be impeached on dereliction of duty, and that's for damn sure. Because not only the Second Amendment have they walked all over, they've walked all over your First Amendment rights, they've walked all over your Fourth Amendment rights, and they've fucking walked all over your Fifth Amendment rights too. And anybody that lets them, they'll walk over every damn right you got. Now, the reason these sheriffs in Virginia are backing, standing up and starting to say, hey, you know what? You can't do this. We're not going to back you if you put these other gun laws in place. We're not going to back you. The reason why they're not going to back them is because these sheriffs and these deputies know if they pass these laws, they're the first line of defense. The sheriff's department's going to be the ones called to make these laws, make these people abide by these laws. Guess who's going to be the first ones going to have to knock on your door to take your guns? The sheriff. So they know if these laws get passed according to the law, even though they're unconstitutional, they're going to be forced to back them because they've backed them all along. They have backed all these unconstitutional laws all along. Ever since the Civil War, the sheriffs have been backing the corporations' rules and regulations and policies, not the law. They're not backing the Constitution. And I say the same thing about all these guys that, now not everybody that's been in the military comes out going, hey, I fought for your rights and freedoms. You owe me. You pat me on the back. You serve me. You give me respect. Not everybody comes out of the military like that. But these clowns that do, they think, oh, they're special forces and shit. They're badasses. They're better than us. And all this shit. I've heard it from all of them. The Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. I've heard it from all of them. They think they're above citizens because they were in the military. Well, they ain't no different. They supposedly swore an oath. They swore an oath to the Constitution to uphold and defend it against foreign and domestic enemies. None of them have went against the domestic enemies, and they all claim to be fighting for our rights and freedoms over in these wars that have nothing to do with our rights and freedoms. But they claim it, and it's all bullshit, people. Bullshit. And these sheriffs, they know their asses are going to be the first ones killed if they try to force these damn unconstitutional laws on everybody. That's the only reason they're standing up saying that they're going to be sanctuary cities. Because, again, they've been in dereliction of their duty since the day they was elected. And why wouldn't they continue down that same road? Just answer that for me, people. Why wouldn't they've been in dereliction of their duty because they have been supposed to be backing the Constitution, and any law that is passed that contradicts the Constitution is null and void, and they've been backing them. They've been writing speeding tickets. They've been all these bullshit reasons. A crime, people, is supposed to have a victim. If you've committed a crime, then there's a victim or damage to property or damage to somebody. That's a crime. Everything that doesn't have a victim is a corporate bullshit code, statute, whatever you want to call it. It's all made up bullshit just to suck your money out of you. And these sheriffs ain't no different. But you guys will line up behind them because one time in their careers, they're going to stand up and say they're going to back the Constitution only because they know hell's going to be paid if they don't. So think about it, people. May God bless us all because we're going to need it. Have a good day.